What's good? Just want to talk about some brief and probably a little bit premature NFL playoff race talk. This boy CJ Goodfellow back with the Boston Clinic, and the NFL is wide open. I mean, the AFC is very very weak in my opinion. NFC is pretty good, and it's a wide open race this year, man. I mean, the better defenses tend to be, other than Jacksonville and then Baltimore, if they make it, tend to be in the NFC. To talk about the NFC real quick, a lot of people is pushing, Minnesota and the Rams. Obviously, the Eagles lost their quarterback, real talk. Real quick, excuse me. But for me, just from my point of view, and I could be definitely wrong here, I don't trust Minnesota. Take Philly out the equation. I don't trust Minnesota. I don't trust Jared Goff. But I do believe that the Rams are more built to make a Super Bowl run than the Minnesota Vikings. A lot of people call me crazy, but I believe New Orleans Saints is the team to beat, even going on the road, going outside, wherever they may go, which it would most likely go to Minnesota, where they season, got off to a tough start at. And it's only fitting for them to go in there and put a whooping on her. And I'll tell you why, talking NFC talk real quick, I don't trust, the Minnesota Vikings. I don't trust the quarterback play. When it all boils down to it, when the ultimate pressure on, a quarterback, and it kicks in that, if you lose today, there's no, we can game plan to get ready for next week. I believe you jump up. Minnesota's defense is not in the same class as Jacksonville. They're better running defense, but it's not in the same class as a few other defenses that I believe it is. I've seen the Minnesota defense ran on and passed on and scored on this year. I don't think it's good enough to cover up the deficiencies of Case Keenum, because Case Keenum is going to, at some point in this playoffs, revert back to Case Keenum-ism. He's going to revert back to what he once was. I believe New Orleans, with both of their corners healthy, I think Marshawn Lattimore is a top 10 corner already coming as a rookie. I think he's better than Marcus Peters was. I just believe in what New Orleans is doing. Only thing that really scares me with New Orleans is Drew Brees' age and going against the Panthers for a third straight time. It's hard to beat teams 3 straight times. They beat them twice already, but it's hard to beat teams 3 straight times. I must say it again in the NFL. If Atlanta get in, they dangerous. But Matt Ryan is playing like crap, but they have the experience. I tend to favor the NFC, the more experienced quarterback. But I believe the Rams are a dark horse to make it because their coach gets it. He gets to give the ball to number 30, Todd Gurley. You feel me? They get that. Goff, they have an excellent receiver corps with Watkins, Woods, and Kupp. Next thing for them is to get a tight end that can really control the middle of the field. Their defense can be ran on, and New Orleans can run the ball. In New Orleans, when they played the Rams the first time, we're missing their top 2 corners, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it would be a different ball game. When Drew Brees see a defense second time, it would be different. But I tend to favor Carolina, the Rams, and the New Orleans Saints. I like the New Orleans Saints because of what they're doing with their 2 running backs. I favor them to come out the NFC right now, but we'll do another preview show next week on this when the playoffs are set. This is just a prelude real quick. The AFC is wide open. The calls in New England is getting with the catches and stuff and the close calls. Your luck tend to run out at some time, but they're a mystical, magical team ever since Charles Woodson forced that fumble on fellow Michigan alum Tom Brady. They've been on the road. But I see deficiencies there too with injuries without Burkhead. It's crazy how much depth they have where they can put Gillensley in and he can be the goal line back. With Gronkowski and Chris Hogan getting back in the fold, and they're missing Edelman. But there are some opportunities to beat their defense. I tend to think Jacksonville is a bad matchup for them. The way that Blake Bortles is playing, I think the New Orleans defense is sorry enough. New England's defense is sorry enough for Blake Bortles to make some plays with those young weapons he got. But if Fournette can't get back on track, I can't trust Jacksonville. If Fournette is healthy, I like the matchup for Jacksonville versus versus New England. I think they could put New England out. Pittsburgh, if AB can get healthy, I think they tend to be the favorites here. I think they're running Jacksonville. They beat Jacksonville again. I think they don't throw the ball 50 times and hand the ball off to Le'Veon Bell, 10, 15 times. I think they feed Le'Veon Bell and they run through that defense. I know Jacksonville had a hiccup versus 49ers. They're missing their 2 best receivers, but a lot of guys have stepped up. They're missing Hearns and Robinson. But I tend to like that defense, but I think there's some immaturity on there. But I like the toughness and the grit versus New England. I still would pick New England, but I just like that matchup for a potential upset. Baltimore is another little small dark horse, but I just don't think they have enough in the passing game, and Flacco don't have enough in the passing game or the running game to help them. The running back they got, he heating up now with Woodhead, but I just think they got enough. San Diego get in, they're a dark horse. They can't stop the run, though. I think Kansas City is another dark horse. I think Alex Smith is starting to let it rip downfield. They finding that mojo if Kareem Hunt is healthy. I tend to say that. I tend to favor Pittsburgh right now with a healthy AB. Patriots second right now. Even going to Foxborough, I believe in Big Ben to get the job done this time. But that's just right now. I told you guys it's a prelude. And I think Kansas City is third, in my opinion, right now. Those are three teams I like. Something about Pittsburgh. I gotta feel. It's more of a feel than what I see. I know they lost to Patriots this time and they don't have an answer for Gronk, but I just tend to feel they gonna get it right and get it together right now. But a bad matchup for Pittsburgh. I don't see too many bad ones for Pittsburgh out there. But we just prelude talk. We gone.